stage of the season, we're guaranteed European football of some flavour next season. What that flavour is going to be, we don't really know yet. There's 3 games of the season left, and today we'll be watching 2 of those. And they're against Feyenoord, who are 1 place below us, and Ajax. Ajax is the last game of the season. Remember, we've already beaten Ajax once this season, although I do think the wind was in the right direction that day and all the stars were aligned, because we've since played PSV and we didn't do very well in that one. So if we just have a little look at what's been going on, disregard the friendlies, although we played Holy Cross Crusaders and we put 28, just 28, we put 28 goals past them and they didn't concede. So 28-0. I mean, the other friendly that we played, 14-0. So in the friendlies, I am playing lower ranked teams, but we have been sticking the ball in the back of the net. Anyway, like I say, disregard those. So after my rant after the Utrecht game where we lost 3-2, and remember Utrecht are vying for one of those European places. It was a big game for us that. We could have actually gone top with a win there, if you remember all this from last episode. But unfortunately, we lost it 3-2 and we were at home. Very, very annoying. But then we went on to beat Sparta Rotterdam 3-1. NAC Breda we beat 2-0. At that point, we were top of the league. Teams had like a game in hand on us, but we actually did reach the top of the league, and everybody was chuffed to bits with that. But then we went away, and AZ, again, one of those teams who are vying for European football, a miserable 1-1. But then Zwolle, we got our revenge for the cup defeat, and we beat them by the same score they beat us in the cup, 3-1. Very nice. And then we played PSV. PSV, again, they are one of the clubs vying for European football, probably one of the better teams vying for European football. And we were at home again, collapsed badly, 3-1. And the last game that we played, it didn't seem to dent our confidence because we played Groningen again at home and beat them 3-0. So as you can see, we've now got 3 games. We're going to play 2 games on camera today. We'll play the Sittard game off camera, but Feyenoord and Ajax, we'll be watching those too. So the importance of these 2 games is that Feyenoord are 1 place below us, having played the same amount of games. If they win all their 3 games, they will go on to 68 points. We're currently on 66. So it would mean us losing all our games, then winning it. I mean, it's all, at this stage of the season, it's all about jockeying, number of points. I mean, we've just got to play the games, haven't we? That's all we can do. We do have Ajax. Ajax are now starting to run away with it a little bit, but we've got Ajax in the last game of the season. So if we just have a look at the league rules and the European qualification rules. So first place obviously gets into the Champions League group stage, as does second place. Third place, which we occupy at the moment, we get into the Champions League, but it's the 3rd qualifying round. So we'd have to play qualifying rounds before we get into the league stages. 4th place, which we could potentially drop into, would give us a guaranteed Europa League group stage. Now, I do have a few thoughts on this. You would expect that, wouldn't you? Gobby Gaffer. I will have something to say about this. I'm kind of wondering, with the stature of our club and at this stage of our development, I'm wondering whether Champions League is a little bit too much for us at the moment. And yeah, okay, it would be great getting into the Champions League or getting into Europe of some flavour, but we don't want to get in there and get knocked out straight away. This 3rd place that we're in now is a qualifying position, so we could even get knocked out early doors, which wouldn't be wouldn't be great. Whereas if we drop a position, now I know this is not the way to think, I know, but logically, if we drop into that 4th position, we go straight into the Europa League group stage, which then gives us a good amount of time in Europe to challenge ourselves, basically. I mean, in this new format, I think you have to play, is it 8 games, and then it's all about positionings in the whole group. So Fourth place, I don't think would be a disaster. We can't drop any further than that. So even if we lose all our games, we're not going to drop any further than that. So today, it's a little bit of a free hit, if you will. I mean, okay, fine, you know, if we beat Ajax and beat Feyenoord, I think if we beat Feyenoord, we will actually claim that third spot because they're just below us. Anyway, too much waffling, too much about positions and points, and let's just get into some football, shall we? I'll see you in the dugout for the Feyenoord game. Well, welcome to the Cambuur Stadion. So the team for today is Vitek in goal, back four of Van der Kust, Tol, Aniba and Heideggen. Three in middle, Ramsey, Helgeson and Lindhorst. Two wingers, Conte and Masaba, with Van Dijven up front. So we get a highlight from the kickoff. As I've said before, never know how to take that. Is that going to be a highlight where we keep possession and score a goal? Or is it going to be a highlight where we give the possession away and they score a goal? Anyway, ball over the top for Van Dijven. And Van Dijven... So that's diverted by the keeper and we don't score. Corner. Van Dijven with the corner. Swung over that far post. That's headed away for another corner. It's kind of morale-wise and momentum-wise, I would like to see us get a result out of this game today. I mean, you know, you all watched us play Ajax and beat them. And that was a great result at the time. But I do think we got a little bit of luck on the day. Like I say, I think the wind was in the right direction. Stars were aligned. All of that sort of malarkey. So, but since then, you know, playing these teams like PSV, AZ, Utrecht, Feyenoord, we don't do well against them. We can do fine against teams that probably you would expect us to beat. We do fine against them. But these teams, not so much. So I don't know whether it's a bit of stage fright or what. But anyway. So with 6 minutes on the clock. And there's been lots of tippy-tappy. Not very much happening. Feyenoord have had an attack there. Bit of a weak shot. We have started reasonably bright. Oh, we've started the brighter of the two teams. Bobby is out injured today, by the way, so Conte has come in. That's through to Van Dijven, and he misses again. So that's 2 bites of the cherry now Van Dijven's had, and neither have gone in the back of the net. Can anybody pick that ball up? Bit of head tennis going on there. So PSV, Feyenoord coming down. Their right hand side. It comes out again and that's in the back of the net. And once again against a top 6 rival, we are down 1-0. So Feyenoord are really going for it. And unfortunately, we're not. Well, let's give them a bit of encouragement, shall we? So Tol is going to bring that ball away. Masaba is all on his own. He's got to wait for some support. He didn't even get that far. He just did the usual. When you're in games like this, I find you either give penalties away, hit the post 6 times, or your players just look like they've never seen a football before. And that's what our players look like every time we play a top 6 team. Apart from the Ajax game, obviously, that was a great result. And to be fair, we did play like this in the first half against Ajax. The ball looked like a hot potato. We didn't look on our game. Second half, I made a few tweaks and it works in our favour. Masaba can slide that across. We've hit the post. That's the first one. Although Van Dijven has already hit the goalkeeper twice with shots. 38 minutes on the clock. We're losing 1-0 at home to Feyenoord. Like I say, I'm not going to be too hard on my players today because, as I've already explained, maybe 4th spot is about our level, to be quite honest. What we're going to say, I'm going to just say you've been terrible so far. Sort it out. We'll leave the players on the park that are on there for now. So Masaba is coming down this right-hand side. Van Dijven skips his marker, but just chips it into the goalkeeper's hands. So a couple of little changes. One change in personnel. Taken Linthorst off and put Delap up front. So we've got a twin strike force now. And push my wing backs and my midfielders on more attacking duty. I mean, you know, if we're going to win this game, we have to... I mean, we still have to exercise caution, but we do have to go for it a little bit. We're going to push them onto very attacking. We're going to go demand more. So Delap running for that ball that didn't pick it up. We could do with a bit of buffoonery from their goalkeeper, couldn't we, that we've seen before. Or we could do with a bit of buffoonery from their defence. You remember the own goal that we scored, where our centre-half said, do you want a goal, opposition? Here you are, I'll tap it into the net. Can we have one of them today? Feyenoord defenders. Can he tap it into his own net for a goal for us? Right, come on, lads. What are we doing? We're going down here quite meekly. We're not creating. We don't look potent when we're up front with the ball. Van Dijven was on a 6.2, so... And I mean, to be fair, Feyenoord, I mean, that was very, very weak, wasn't it? Very weak and watery, although they have come on an absolute treat. So their stats now are exceeding ours. Conte, side netting. Okay, let's throw the dice. I've changed my midfield too, so Lasada and Jacobs have come on there. And I've changed both my wingers as well. So Landu and Rock have come on in the winger positions. So a long ball out from their keeper. Gets picked up by a Feyenoord player. Easily skips round Rock. And that's a penalty. What did I say before? These games always give penalties away. Hit the post 6 times. Hit the goalkeeper 6 times. It's kind of a given, really. Script, anyone? I need to stop saying that. It sounds like a bit of sour grapes. But, to be fair, Vitak has saved that penalty. So we are still in the game. There's about 15 minutes of this game left. We need to defend this corner and then take it up the other end because the ball isn't at the wrong end of the pitch at the moment. I mean, that was a great tackle. Absolutely brilliant tackle. Well timed in the penalty area. Had to be. Another corner, Feyenoord. The ball is definitely at the wrong end of the pitch at the moment. Not sure what our lads are doing. We're 1-0 down and we're giving Feyenoord the ball and just letting them come at us. All the action is all in our half. Right, there's about 10 minutes of the game left. We have got the ball in their half. That's going to come away and we've not won that. Yes, we have. Another nice tackle there. Little bit of endeavour, which is nice to see. Van der Kust, can he be created down that side? And then again, you know, I don't think Van der Kust has played that ball all season. Van der Kust is one of our top players. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Anyway, we get the ball away. Van Dijven to Jacobs. We've got a little bit of a breakaway. Van Dijven is coming away with the ball. He needs to side foot it to Delap. And Delap sticks it in for the equaliser. It's 1-1. Maybe they've heard my rants on the touchline. I mean, dare we say, can we go on and win this game now? We've been second best all game. But that was very nicely worked by the two strikers. And Delap, lovely little tap in there for him. 10 minutes to go. Going to give him another shout. I'm going to just go encouragement. I'm not going to demand more or anything. A 1-1 at home to Feyenoord. And it is a 1-1 at home to Feyenoord. So they actually did themselves not too bad in the end. I'm going to say you've done brilliant to come back, Soldier. I'm proud of you. Next season, it will be different. I'll be expecting to win that game. This season, we're still transitioning a little bit. I know I may sound very hard on my players, but as I've said before, Gobby Gaffer is a winner. I don't accept second best. So whenever a team goes on the pitch, for me, they have to win. I'm a winner. No second best stuff. Okay, and with that draw, we've actually confirmed third place. Feyenoord now can only get 66 points. So we are actually now guaranteed Champions League playoff qualifying rounds. I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, if we can get into the Champions League proper, then fine, we will get some Champions League football. But these playoff games kind of worry me a little bit. But anyway, you know, I mean, it's been a great season if you think about it. From when I took over to actually finishing this season in third place. It's been a great season. Okay, I'm going to go off camera now, play Sittard, and then we'll be back for the last game of the season. It's a bit of a dead rubber now. We don't really, you know, whichever way it goes. I would like to beat Ajax because, you know, that would send the players off in a really good positive frame of mind. If we don't, it's no disaster really because we've ended up third in the Eredivisie, which is no mean feat, and I'm quite happy with that. Anyway, going to go and play this game now. We'll see you shortly for the Ajax game. And just like that, we're back. All I can say is it's a good job we got the points on the board in previous games because at the moment we're not looking great. We've actually just got beat at home by Sittard 2-1. A really, really poor performance again. Going into the Ajax game, not great. I don't think morale and team cohesion is great at the moment. But anyway, we have secured that third spot. So we will be going into the hat for the Champions League. I mean, when I first joined this club, I never thought I'd be uttering the words Champions League. But here we are. We're in the Champions League, albeit in the third round playoffs. But, you know, we're in the hat for it. Anyway, we have one game left of the season. And what better team to play than Ajax, who are champions of the league? Let's get into it, shall we? Well, welcome to the Johan Cruyff Arena here at Ajax in what is the last game of a very, very successful season. And today I'm going to play what I consider to be my strongest team. So we've got Vitek in goal, back four of Van der Kost, Tol, Aniba, Eidegen, midfield three of Ramsey, Helgeson and Jacobs. Brobbey and Azarkan are the wingers. They're on fitnesses today, but at least they can start the game and we'll see how they go. And we've got Van Dijven up front. Well, 20 minutes gone, not a lot happening. I have to say the Johan Cruyff Arena is very, very impressive. Lovely stadium. Great atmosphere as well. I must say that one of the things I have noticed in Holland is that the atmosphere, the atmosphere and the crowd interaction is absolutely brilliant. They certainly generate some noise inside the stadiums. But we're actually on the tackle. We were. Ajax are coming away with the ball. Football forward for Ramos. And Vitek makes a brilliant save. It did look offside, that to me, but who am I to say whether it's offside or not? Corner, Ajax swings the ball over. And Helgeson actually wins that ball, but we don't get a highlight from it. And we're bobbing on to half time. I'm just going to give them a little bit of a pat. I'm going to say well done and controlled possession. That's exactly what we want. And they're all chuffed about that. I mean, can we do what we did against them at home and nick a goal in the second half? Would be a bit unlikely looking at the stats. Ball over the top. Our central defender's not switched on at all. But fortunately, as in the reverse fixture, their strikers are not on form at all. So I just made a little tweak to the tactics. Brought Delap on again, twin strike force, just to see if we can nick a goal in this one. I mean, whether we win or lose now doesn't really matter. I'd like to win it, keep that morale up, keep that momentum up. So we're going for it a little bit now. And why not? You know, we've got to nearly 70 minutes you know, playing away at Ajax, and we're doing okay. It's going to give them a little bit of encouragement. Bobbing on to the end of the game. I mean, we could be being helped slightly here by the fact that Ajax have really got nothing to play for other than their own morale and drive. But Ajax picked the ball up, and Eideggen, I think, he's on the wrong side of the pitch, we know for certain, and he's going to get a red card. So Suarez is going to come on. Van Dijven has gone off. He's got a bit of a knock anyway, so he probably would have been getting subbed. So Suarez has come on at right wing back. Ajax with a corner. That gets cleared. We're not going to pick that ball up, though. Yes, we are. Delap hoofs the ball away. Brobby. He's going to go for a run down that wing. No, he's not. Van der Kust to Jacobs. Van der Kust to Brobby. That's going to come back again. No, he's lost the ball. But Van der Kust does nice covering there. But he's now lost the ball. We do seem to be playing quite well in defence, though. Everything that Ajax are throwing at us, we're clearing away, and they've hit the crossbar this time. I must say, when we play Ajax, the frame of our goal lives a charmed life. I'm in a 0-0 away here. I didn't expect that at all. And obviously Ajax are going to lift the cup for winning the league. Hopefully, dare we say it, that might be us in a season or two. We'll just watch them lift the cup, shall we? I have no malice towards Ajax. Very well done. But then, so it should be, you know, with the amount of revenue that they have from this stadium and the amount of money that they can spend on players, again, so it should be. But you've got to bear in mind, we've played Ajax twice this season, and out of 6 points, we've actually gained 4 points out of the 6. So that's not bad going, is it, really? And with that, that's the season done. Very, very successful. And I know, I've been a bit of a grumbly goose through the season. Again, it's just my winning instinct. If I'm not winning games, I'm not a happy bunny. But, you know, at the end of the day, let's get it in perspective. We've finished the season now. We've finished in 3rd place. An absolutely brilliant season. And I'm chuffed to bits. And we just received nearly 7 million for finishing 3rd. And the board are absolutely delighted that we've got into the Champions League. And the board are about to set the budgets for next season. So bearing in mind, we're in the Champions League. Champions League. So a Champions League budget, what would you think? I mean, you know, we're never going to get 30, 40, 50 million, are we? But, you know, some ambition. I don't know. Let's have a quick look, shall we? And we have a wage budget of 200,000, which is slightly up from what we've got at the moment. And the transfer budget is 3.63 million. I very much doubt if I can build a Champions League team with 3.63 million. But you know what? You never know. Slightly disappointed, but I think this team has exceeded all expectations already, and I haven't had a massive amount of money to spend. So again, you never know, do you? Let's see what happens in the transfer market, what transfer dealings I can do, and what team I can put together. I've got a few positions in mind that I want to strengthen, and you know, a formation I want to play next season. So we shall see. Anyway, before we go, let's have a quick look at the season review. So as you would expect, quite a few of the new signings have come in on, you know, very, very good average ratings for the end of the season. I mean, the board signing of the season, I probably would echo that myself, is the new goalkeeper, Vitek. He's come through with an average rating of 7.06, and he gets an A rating. If we look at the rest of the team, Helgeson, average rating of 7.21, scored 5 goals, 4 assists. Lasada, 7.20. Aaron Ramsey, 7.14. at one point, the jury was out a little bit about Aaron Ramsey, and I suppose it still is a little bit. He played 11 games for us, scored 2 goals, 4 assists, and ended on 7.14. So I think he picked his game up. And I think a lot of these players who came in who are non-Dutch are going to struggle a little bit with the language. Once they've learnt the language, I think then that they will start to hit the ground running a bit more. And another case in point is Liam Delap. He's an Irish lad. He is learning the language, but he's come through with a very creditable 7 goals, 7.12. Van Dijven, 9 goals, 3 assists, 7.11. Brobby, 7.11. Siebert, 7.11. And Vitek 7.06. And if we just have a look at Vitek's stats, he made 31 appearances, conceded 35, and 10 clean sheets, 4 player of the match, and the 7.0. Well, it says 7 there, but it said 6 on the initial screen. Moments to remember. Obviously, we all remember the win in the Dutch Cup when we beat DEM 11-1. Great result, that one. Match to remember was the Zwolle versus Cambuur at their place, and we won that 4-0. I mean, weirdly, we beat Zwolle twice this season in the league, yet in the cup, we couldn't do the job, and they beat us 3-1, so we got knocked out of the cup. Goal of the season was again against Zwolle when we beat them 4-0, and it was our departed striker, Grot. So the club's reputation's not changed. We're a 3-star still, and no new sponsorship deals this year. Suppose that's reflected in the transfer budget that I've been given. Sponsorship has gone up from 1.97 to 2.6. Broadcast revenue is slightly down. Corporate and hospitality is slightly down. Really, you don't want to see any of these figures down, but they are. Competition prize money is up to nearly 7 million from 5.6 last year or last season. And matchday commercial and retail is up very, very slightly as well. Merchandise sales, nearly 1 million. Shirt sales, 8,600. Brobby was the leading shirt seller, followed by Delap, Rock, Lasada and Azarkan. And our awards ceremony, Helgeson got Fans Player of the Season. A very good player, Helgeson. He's been a really good signing. Young Player of the Season is our new goalkeeper, Radek Vitek. Signing of the season, again, our new young goalkeeper. Goal of the season was J. Roy Grot, who is no longer with us. Top goal scorer was Jason Van Dijven. I think this tells a little bit of a story that we need to work on next season. Leading goal scorer. It was Grot before he left, but even he only had about 7 or 8 goals. So top goal scorer for the season, 9 goals. Not an awful lot, that is it really. Not a particularly great return, although he did only join us in January. Most assists, Azarkan with 9. Most player of the match awards, the goalkeeper again with 4. Highest average rating, Helgeson 7.2. And the most passes complete per 90 minutes, Aniba, which is our centre-back. Weirdly, he's not our ball-playing defender, but he completed 87 in the 90 minutes. So record breakers, we've got Masaba scoring 4 goals in 1 game. Most assists by a player, Azarkan with 9. The highest transfer fee paid by the club was 6 million for Liam Delap. But we did actually break a record, our own record. It's SC Cambuur, the highest transfer fee received, 10 million for J. Roy Grot. And I think, to be quite honest, he's down there as a 30-year-old nomadic striker. 10 million, I think, was very, very good business because it allowed us to bring 2 players in for that. And we got 2 very good players. I didn't get any awards in the season, which is a little bit disappointed. You know what the Gobby Gaffer's all about? I like a bit of shiny silverware. I like my Manager of the Month awards. And I didn't get any. I'm not sure how that's happened, seeing as we finished 3rd. Surely I was Manager of the Month once. And a couple of quotes here that are very nice. SC Cambuur, thanks to a great run way back at the start of the season, proved much better than people had expected. SC Cambuur looked sharp right out of the gates. Few will have expected this outcome, but they gave themselves a chance and have reaped the rewards. Just looking at the supporter profile, slightly confusing. We've got 3 categories there that are down. I mean, SC Cambuur have finished in the highest position in their history, and we've got supporter profile where hardcore, family and casual supporters percentages are all down. Very strange. Although social media, we did gain 128,000, so I suppose that's something. So the board expectation and visions meeting, all the usual stuff, you know, maximum 1 year contracts for players over the age of 33, all of that kind of thing, sign young players, work within the wage budget. The expand the stadium is still in progress, not sure where we are with that. End of next season, reach the UEFA Champions League proper. So we have got a little bit of ambition going there now, although finish in mid-table in the Eredivisie. I'm not quite sure how though, because if we finish in the mid-table in the Eredivisie, how are we going to reach the Champions League proper? Answers on a postcard. I don't understand that one. My contract expires next season. And the team meeting just before the players go off for their jollies. And I think we're just going to say the season is finished now. It's time to focus on what we can achieve going forward. I think we can finish in the top half next year, and you need to come back for pre-season with the same level of ambition. There isn't an option to say what I want to say because we're in European places now, and that's where we need to be. Next season, we need to finish either second or first. Don't think it's going to be first, but we at least next season need to do as well as we've done this season. We need to finish third with our sights on second. So let's see what they say about that. And they're all satisfied and pleased. Brilliant. That's what I wanted to hear. Go off, get your buckets and spades, and have a lovely summer holiday. Unfortunately this season, the one crazy thing about the end of last season was we were still playing football, nearly in June. We finished a little bit earlier this season, about 10 days earlier, so the players will have a little bit longer to have a rest. I'll have a little bit more head scratching time to just ponder on what players I want to bring in. Not got a great lot of money to spend, so we might have to do a little bit of wheeling and dealing, maybe a few free transfers again, maybe a few loans, because 3.6 million, it's certainly not going to buy us Neymar, is it, or Messi, or, you know, any of the top players in Europe. And that is it. A very, very successful season. Again, I know I'm a bit of a grumbly goose. I do have my moments, but as I've said before, Gobby Gaffer likes to win, and I don't accept second best. You will get used to that. I'll probably keep reiterating it over time. But anyway, it's been a great season. Finished third. We're in the Champions League, albeit the playoff stages. But we're going to have European football next season, which is something to really look forward to. I'm sure that you are looking forward to it as much as me. So I'm going to go now. Go on a bit of a holiday myself, do some head scratching, do some transfers, hopefully bring in some new players, and we'll see you next time to see where this adventure with SC Cambuur can take us. Hopefully to the top.